Since copyright and piracy is the big topic again, I'm going to talk about how Disney fucked everything up. Copyright, as it was originally envisioned, was the ability to grant an author the power to copy their work and make profit off of it. The original copyright conception was that the author alone, the creator of a work alone, had those rights. They had rights to copy and republish their work up to 14 years after it was created. If a bigger corporation wanted to produce their work, they could sell those copyrights to that bigger corporation and make extra money off of it. This included if the corporation paid them to make the work in the first place. No matter what happened, copyright went to the author, to the creator of the work. They could copy, distribute, and profit off of it any way they wanted for up to 14 years, and then after that, it was the public's to do with what they wanted. At the time, this was considered fair because it meant that someone couldn't just endlessly profit off of one work. They had to keep being productive and creative, and the public can still wait a certain amount of time to put their own spin on different works of literature and art. And as time went on, this became less and less in the author's favor. The most notable change is that now people can hold copyrights that aren't the original author. That was one of the first major alterations. Another big alteration around 1909, I believe, was the extension to 28 years plus an option to renew if you were still actively making new works with that copyright. Mickey Mouse was created in 1928, and his copyright was set to expire in 1984. They didn't want to lose the copyright to the icon that made them so much money, and so they lobbied Congress, and then eventually a new Copyright Act was passed that extended copyright to the life of the author plus 50 years. And for corporations, it's life of the author plus 75 years. They gave more power to corporations. And then in 1998, they did it again, extending it to 120 years past first publication, or the author's lifetime plus 70 years, whichever comes first. This makes Mickey Mouse's copyright up to run out in 2023, and they're lobbying to extend it again. This is why I say our current copyright law is broken. People like to use hyperbole and say, oh, don't you think that the holder of the intellectual property should have rights to reproduce it? Of course I do. Of course I think that there should be some sort of copyright. But our current copyright law is far from what copyright law originally was. Copyright law was originally meant to protect creators for a certain amount of time, protect the public for a certain amount of time, and protect corporations for a certain amount of time. Now, all of the power is with corporations. And that means that creators get paid horrendously low wages, and that the public is locked out of both derivative works and library efforts. So yeah, I don't think that copyright law, as envisioned by Disney, is just.